They're just vibing. Okay, so they're like the besties that don't really have as much to say in the movie, but they're definitely the background slutty ones, and they're just making out with each other and hooking up with each other pretty much the whole time behind everything. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
as you were, as you
Yeah.
were. Thank you.
I think more movies need characters like this. They're like, "Oh, what do they do for the plot?" Nothing really, but they
Nothing.
just make out a lot, and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Production value. We
Yeah.
talked about that. They are
T
production
and
value.
A.
Yeah, lots of production value.
Welcome to Horror Movie Survival Guide, Disco Citizens, the podcast where gorehounds
And best friends, Teri Gamble,
and Julia Marchesi break down a different horror movie each week,
exploring a multitude of genres, subgenres,
and subgenres,
classic and cult,
international,
and underground flicks alike, determining which films are the goriest,
and offering up horror movie survival guide tips
to help you stay alive.
Welcome to Horror Movie Survival Guide.
Oh my God. Julia, we are all gialloed out for Giallo Days today. This is hilarious. I love you so much. We both showed up dressed in our black. Julia's got these delightful sunglasses on and she got her jewels out. I got my
Yeah,
leather on.
we are
I
ready
neglected to
to rock.
grab my Giallo gloves. I do have a pair, but that will be
Yeah,
for another show. Maybe I'll do that for the Patreon. Maybe I'll
yeah.
I'll do a glove.
Ooh.
Ooh, you guys, just for you Patreons. I will bust out my Giallo gloves. I got them from Severin from their offices. So I will let you know they are very cute. Um, and perfectly Giallo goodness and absolutely delightful. So Julia,
Yes.
um, I was so excited that we're going to be covering some of these Giallos. I got a really lovely gift from our friends at Arrow Video
Yeah.
Aerial Player last year. This beautiful Giallo set. I got a few of them actually, but from this one, I have Strip Nude for Your Killer. I mean,
One of
also
the greatest
incredible
titles.
title
Wow.
of all time. I also got this one that's kind of actually upsetting. What have they done to your daughters?
Too
Ooh,
hard,
that
too
one's
hard.
too hard, too hard. But we have to do because it's such a fucking classic. Um, and honestly, it's rated as considered one of the very first slashers from 1973. A torso. This
Yeah.
film is absolutely. I can't wait to talk with you about it. Oh my god! Wow.
Yes,
I
let
mean,
us talk
yes.
about 1973's Torso. The title of this episode is They Were Only Dolls. And the tagline for this movie is Enter If You Dare, the bizarre world of the psychosexual mind. I dare to wander
Let's
into that
go.
world.
Let's
Oh,
look.
yes.
Let's take a little
Yes.
peeky inside. Let's take a little look. I'm gonna get my little gloves out and go. I'm in.
And
I'm looking.
and I don't really know what psychosexual means, really.
I just
Like
think about
it's
that Red Hot Chili
psychological,
Peppers
sexual.
album. Psycho is like he had a song called Psychosexual, I think.
Oh, okay.
From like Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Anyway,
Okay.
memories of Anthony Kiedis at 1990, whatever.
Well, this movie was written by Ernesto Gastardi and Sergio Martin, who also directed. And any movie, as you know, with us, if you have tits out within the first 30 seconds of your movie, it's like, well, I'm one, right? What more do you want from me?
It's so fast. I was like, "Oh, I forgot. I had watched this last year when I got gifted this set, and I was like, we're gonna have to do Giallo next year. This is happening." Um, I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot how fast. It happened so fast." I was like, "Oh, well done. Well
Yeah.
done." I think I
Mhm,
have boobs on the top of my yes, I did. I wrote boobs on the
mhm,
top of
mhm.
my notes.
Yes, I wrote, and my notes say soft focus orgy opening credits with photos being taken. Also, what a delight.
We love photos being taken. What is that? It was like Peeping Tom and like that, like
Hmm.
The Strangler, like those kind of like, we love a voyeuristic situation.
It's kind of a mashup of those two, right? Because you have the character who
Yeah.
like has like the camera thing, but then also there's a scarf thing. So yeah,
I think those are just some common, giallo themes is what I'm hearing emerge because I feel
I
like that's a good amount I've watched a good amount of these now because I was gifted a huge box set of these and a lot of them, and also we've also covered quite a few, but also we love watching these, so it's
so
like yeah.
so giallo if is for people who have scarf choking. kinks, I
I think
guess?
so. I think that works. I think if
Okay.
you have a choking thing, like, I think it's pretty
Mhm.
strong for that genre of human.
But,
We hear you. We're here
I
for
mean,
you. We
yeah, and
enjoy.
this is, this is kind of the side of the Jello that I enjoy the most. I don't need the bumbling cops, and I don't need the, like, whatever. What I do want is just this, like, crazy
Oh,
violence, crazy
yeah.
sexual stuff. I'm like, just give me this because it's all just twisted and delightful."
We didn't get any bumbling cops in this one. That is so true. We
I
just had,
know.
an inspector, but he kind of knows what he's doing. He actually
Yeah.
seems competent, which is rare.
Unusual. Yes, they're always bumbling in some way or another, so I do
Yeah.
appreciate it. They're not shoehorned into this one.
No.
So we open an art history class, and,
Could
always
he
paying
be
attention.
delighted?
Yeah.
Could you be more
It was so great.
delighted?
It was so great because I'm on the Losers Club podcast. We're talking about Welcome to Derry right now,
Mhm.
and there was an episode where they're in class, and it's totally relevant what they're talking about. I had, like, write it all down, and I was like, "You guys, it's always relevant," and it totally is. They were like, "Okay, gotta pay attention in the class."
Every time, gotta pay attention
Except
to
this
this.
one.
Mhm. Well,
This
actually,
one.
a little bit because they talk about martyrs and they talk about blood and, like, the presence of what a martyr would look like, and so you get a
Mm.
little bit of insight into kind of, like, how this killer styles his scenes.
Yeah, but it's
Um
interesting because, like, they
Mhm.
specifically talk about this painter not using blood at all, right? Like, they're completely
Correct.
bloodless paintings.
And this guy's like, "We
And
should
you
put the blood on."
well, yes, and exactly, but I'm like, I feel
Yeah.
like it would work better if you were looking at a painter who was super gory, if he was like, "This is the like, why this is necessary." That would make more sense to me, but,
But this guy's like, "It's missing something.
yeah.
These all these
I
paintings are missing the thing I want the most. It's this
Yeah.
lady's blood. I want the real blood on here."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you don't get art history, killers very often. I feel like professors are usually quite mild. I'm like, "No, not no, no,
Nope,
not
not
here."
here. And so
But
we also yeah, go ahead.
I really love because 'cause I've never seen this before, this is my first watch, so, like, the
Oh,
pan the pan across the classroom where it's just, like, legendary hot girl after hot girl after hot girl, and I'm like, I don't know who's the lead of this movie. It could be any of these women because they're all stunning and, like, who who are we following? Don't know. Let's find out.
you are absolutely correct, Julia, and that's one of the beautiful things, especially about this particular movie too, and that's why I knew you would love it, was the amount of how hot they are packed together and how much time they all spend together, just like, "Oh, hi, ladies. Hey, ladies. Hey, hey, hey." So, of course, there's some guys that notice this too that are in the class. They're like, "Oh, it's so many beautiful girls," and they're trying to hit
Yeah.
on these girls, and they are losing. One guy talks to this girl, Carol, and she's like,
Mhm,
"No, thank you. No, no, thank you." Just rebuffed so badly. Um,
mhm.
and the guys are kinda like, "Oh, trying to talk crap." It's like, "Nah, she can literally have whoever she wants. She's fine. Like, let her she has her choice." Right?
And yeah, but it's amazing because, this movie is as many Italian movies are of this time period where everybody's dubbed, right? So even if you're speaking English, you're still being dubbed into English anyway. Like it's just a whole thing. But this one was great because I'm very good at lip reading, and so just like looking to see what they're actually saying. And like sometimes
Mhm.
it's like they've changed words that unnecessary, and it's just weird to be like, okay, you could have done exactly what you didn't. It's a choice, and I like it. It's disconcerting enough.
Someone else was writing it somewhere else that had nothing to do with it sometimes, I
Yep.
feel like. I feel like it's some guy in another room who's not watching any of that and just like, "I give you script," because sometimes there's, like, a guy with a full line whose mouth is not moving at all, but he has a whole line
Yeah.
over there. I'm like, "Oh, this
Yeah,
is,
it's
like,
great.
beyond ADR."
But this is like I think what happens is, like, you say it in English, it get translated to Italian, and then it goes back into English, but it's not translated word for word. So it's a like, it's so strange, so lovely. It's like this is why a lot of people are very into this kind of genre is because that's something so unique. I don't s I like, it's
Yeah.
so,
It feels like
specific.
Uncanny Valley a little bit. Yeah, there
Mhm.
it is something very specific about it. I think that's also why there's, like, why people are, like, obsessed with, like, K-dramas right now too, because there's something about that. If you're watching them dubbed as well too, I think you get a whole 'nother show, so yay for dubbing. Shout out to all our dubbers out there, our Dubb Steppers. So we get one of the girls does go off with a gentleman caller, and she is hot, 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 hot. She got this like bright, like fuchsia top, like silky top, and just like we find out real quick she got on white lace panties. We gonna see them. She's in the back of a car, back of this little Italian car, which I adore. Can you imagine like
How do
scrumping
they
in the back of
fit?
these little tiny Italian car? It's so great. Pulled off to some little quiet area. I do, I wonder how do they fit? I was like, "Yeah, it's a feat of science. Everyone's gonna figure out, you know, how to make it happen." And so she's beautiful, but all of a sudden there's some sound outside. Um, and so her guy goes outside to go look, and she gets out of the car because he doesn't come back. So she, you know, is like, I'm out here. I'm basically naked. Like, what's going on? And it's not going to go well.
No, there is a masked figure who is going to she sees that he has already killed her boyfriend, and he's going to kill her with so he gets garroted with the scarf, and then he cuts them both up as well. So we go, "Oh, okay, we're getting." I feel like because Giallo's a lot of stabby stab, it's not a lot of like disemboweling or like
Not
dismembering and
saws and
like
stuff. We're getting like saws in this movie. This is like really
Sawzall. I think of
Sawzall.
that.
Yes. Oh my
I
god.
think
Yes.
of that from Mom and Dad that we was it called Mom and Dad, right? That we do.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, it's
Yeah, with
called
Nic Cage,
Sawzall
right?
because it
Yeah.
saws all. Nicolas Cage that was my best Nicolas Cage, you guys.
Oh my. Sorry.
Terrible, I know.
Julia, I love you so much. That's why we love Nic Cage, because who no one else can do it like that guy.
Yeah.
But yes, so we were getting saws and all in this too. So you
You should also
know,
check out
mhm.
Teri did an interview with a director named Lotfi who directed a movie, Carpenter's Son. You can see Nicolas Cage as Joseph, Mary
Yeah,
and
and
Joseph, Jesus' dad,
Jesus'
Joseph.
dad, Joseph, it's just insane to me that it's such a
Yeah.
wild, wild ride. I recommend it's great. It's out for this holiday season right now, so check it out, absolutely. Lotfi Nathan was a delight to talk with, and, incredible filmmaker. And FK Twigs is in it as Mary, so it's just you can already tell with that casting alone, you're like, "What am I walking into?" And it's horror, so incredible. But we get more information about this scarf. We're gonna see the scarf stand. We see a doctor, hot doctor, a hot doctor, hi doctor, buying
Mhm.
a scarf from the stand. And we also see another guy upskirting, this girl Carol, and I'm just like, oh, buddy, like so obvious, like just like kneeling down, like right by her little legs. And she's like, hello, buddy, like I can see you. I have eyes. Hello, hello, like. Um, but, it's told he has great taste, and so, all of a sudden we see the newspaper, and where she's gonna get confronted, and Carol's gonna find out, and the girls are gonna find out that, their friend did not make it through the night.
And we also have a sex worker who is with her John, and she is ready to go, and he is not ready to go. And so she starts to get angry at him and asks if he's queer or impotent. And that sends him to a vicious rage where he kills her too. There's a chokey choke.
Yeah, he chokes her, and so it's lots of stuff is happening now too, and so
Then we go to this
mhm.
warehouse party where I was like, I kind
Julia,
of
I was
love
like,
this
"Julia wants to
party.
go to this party." I knew that.
Yeah,
I
I was like, these are the kind of parties I dream of like stumbling into or being invited to. You're like, it's just people having sex all over the place, drugs everywhere, girls dancing, just
Reminds
craziness.
me of a
Like,
party I went to in Barcelona when I
e-
backpacked Europe. So, literally
excellent.
similar, like, not the vibe, but the
Right.
space. I was like, "Oh, that's exactly." It's like an old, like, old beautiful home that was just busted out somewhere. So
Yeah.
now it's just like, dirt floor, but, people have, makeshift all kinds of little areas of, like, little sitting areas, and they are, like, in various states of, drug euphoria, all kinds of
Right.
things. There's a hot girl dancing in the very middle,
Topless. Like,
topless.
you're just like, what's she doing? I mean, see, my issue is though, like, I want to be invited to a party like this in 1973. Like, that's where I want
Oh,
this
you wanna
party to
go
be,
back
you
in
know?
time.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in like the 2025 version of this because there's all this phones, there's all sorts of things going on. I'm like, nah, not really interested in this. But this,
That's when
they do
people
it
make you lock up your phone, or they have those
right.
parties, 'cause that's what the folks do.
It's not
It's
gonna be
not the
like this
same.
though, not the same. But I will say I was a little about the fact that it's like dirt floor, and I was like, that's just gonna get muddy, dirty, nasty all over everybody.
Well, yeah, but it's not all dirt floor, like, people had, like, blankets, and people were they're sitting on, like, concrete, you're sitting on the other stuff that's not all the dirt, right? So you can see their little, like that's the thing, they have their little pallets, their little patches. I mean, I'm sure there's probably, like, old mattresses in there. Do you know what I mean, though? Like, by that
Yeah,
couple that was obviously getting it on, that was, like, orgy in the other corner.
yeah. But
Um
I love our woman
mhm.
who's just two guys. She's just they're getting high, they're checking it out, they're just rubbing, and she's just off,
Well,
eyes
this
off in
Carol,
another
because she
planet.
was the one who was, like, had just found out her friend has died, so she's, like,
Yeah.
not in a good way. So she literally like left from that news and like got on like the back of this guy's motorcycle, was like, let's go wherever. And I was like, oh no, girl, this is how it happens. When we
Yeah.
talk about like be safe, ladies, be safe, know the location, all that kind of stuff as much as possible. But also
But this is
she was
I
like,
mean,
you're
as much
both hot. They both wanted her. They were both on both sides of her. I was like, this is the dream, Julia, right?
it is, but I would like to say that as much as our podcast is about horror movies, it's also about safety and survival, and I think that we don't go into the true crime stuff, which I know is like a similar vibe of the watching for survival reasons. But I feel like there's still this element of watching all these horror movies and being like, these are things we do not do, and these are why we don't do them. And then so you'll at least somewhere in the back of your mind, a little bell will go and. You should not get on the back of that motorcycle. Remember in 1973's Torso when this, like that file should be there just in case.
Ah, oh my god, yes. Only gonna like, yeah, back of motorcycles of guys, totally fine. Just be careful, okay? Always be careful. And maybe carry like a blade or some sort. Anyway, so yeah, she gets overwhelmed by these guys really quickly and they're, trying to unbutton her pants and she's like, no, 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 I don't want to go that far. So she runs out of there, but she's stoned out of her mind and, kind of ends up wandering through like swamp and like marsh and like the mushiest
I was
land.
so confused by this. I was like, how did this happen? She is clear. She was in the city and now she is really far out of the city. I don't know.
It's
But,
like, how she
which,
thinks she can walk back? She rode a motorcycle out there. Like,
yeah.
clearly, and you saw like a row of all the other vehicles when she walked outside. So people had to get there. Like, it's not,
But then,
yeah.
like, here's the question. Like, I understand she's like, just, high and whatever, but also, like, you see there's a road there. You drove in on a road. Why would you not take the road? If you like, oh, it's starting to get swampier as I go on, like, you're not going the right way then. You're going
I
the
think
wrong
she
way,
was
lady.
trying to get rid of the guys too, because now she can also hear them all of a sudden, like
Yeah.
looking for her, and they're on their motorcycles and they are looking for her. And of course, one of the guys, I love that he actually eats shit on his motorcycle and flops over. And I was like, that's what you get,
Yeah.
mother effer, for not listening to the woman's consent.
Yep.
And so, but the problem is they're not the only people out there. These motorcycle guys. There has been a killer, as we know, out on the loose, and she's out there with her titties out, and he loves that.
He
I
does. He
mean,
does.
we understand, but he loves it and he wants to maybe cut them off, which is his weird thing.
Don't
So
understand.
don't
No.
understand that.
So we have more garroting
Mhm.
with scarf. He does drown her in the mud as he's doing it, and then gouges out her eyes. So then we have Daniela, who gets a phone call from the murderer and is like, "Hey, you're next."
Yeah, but before that too, we also get like a whole like roundup of the staff and students and everybody at the school. They're like, "Hey, by
Yeah.
BT Dubs, I'm the inspector," and this is where we actually get like a brief good inspector who's like, "Everyone, I need to be look out. There's a certain scarf that we've noticed, and we've seen this scarf throughout the film. It was at the scarf stand sold by the Scarf Man, and we also, saw it." You like that scarf by the Scarf Man? Scarf Man is testifying. Just for Julia. Oh, no, I'm sorry to make you put out your Pepsi. Um, so, we've seen it on the doctor, we've seen it on a few characters so far, and so we're keeping a lookout on all the guys. Basically, it's letting us know, giving us a heads up who the suspects may be, because one of them got to have that scarf.
This scarf ridiculousness where it's mine's red on black, but his is black on red. I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's the exact same fucking scarf." The
This is like
same scarf.
blue dress, white
Yeah,
dress.
maybe. I'm like, they
You
look
know?
exactly the same to me. I don't know. Maybe my eyes are not trained in scarfery.
A scarfery, Julia. We need to get you a degree in scarfery. You must look at the textures and the textiles and see the differences and notice.
This one is red on
Aha.
black, but that one is black on red. Whatever.
So yeah, so as you
Um,
were saying, Danny or Daniela was getting a phone call from the
so
killer.
we're getting, and
This
then
is
we
why she
have
gets
the
the call though, because she notices while they're in that meeting, she's
yeah.
staring at people because she's seen this scarf that they
Yes.
show, and so she's keen
Yes.
to it. So this is where the killer's like, oh, she knows something. She knows what's up. She's on to me a little bit, which puts her in the crosshairs.
Mhm. So, Daniela is having an issue with a gentleman named Stefano who has been very, very adamant that they should be together, and she does not agree, and he is not being very kind about it, and she is way over it and is just trying to get around him. And so he finally gets in her face. You have to belong to me alone, or no one. One of those kind of guys. You're like, oh no,
Yeah.
man,
It's no
rough.
bueno. Stefano, no, 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 please, no. So, she just confides with her uncle, her Nino, and he's like, "Okay, you know what? I got a great idea. I'm gonna get you out of town so you can get away from this. Because between your friend, passing away and like being murdered, the other, all this stuff happening, like, let's get you out of here. I have a country house. I got a villa. You can go up to the villa, take your best girlies. I won't be able to be there because I got to work, even though I'm a little bit pervy and I kind of want to be creepy uncle and look at you guys. But
Yeah.
also, go have
Oh,
fun."
speaking of which, he is a creepy uncle. Were you hot
Yes.
for this guy?
I was not hot for him, but I
Okay.
did appreciate that. I was like, "I see you, dude." I was like, "That's my guy." I was like, "My man," when he comes over and he's, like, watching her, like, get out of the shower and, like, talk to her friend, and he's,
Just
like,
like
in the
lurking in the
just
doorway. Yeah.
little doorway, little door. I was like, "I see you, brother. I see you. I see you. I respect the game." He's a real
See,
one. Takes
the
one to
thing
know
is,
one. Takes one to know one.
the thing about this plan is like the part of me that's like actually getting them out of town sounds like a great idea, right? Like
Yeah.
they are in the line of danger. They're
Yeah.
probably going to get killed. On the other hand, this villa also sounds like a bad idea where now you're like trapped out in the middle of nowhere. And I don't know what she just gonna go to
Well, it's
another
hard
big
to get
city. Where do you
to,
go?
which is great, right?
Yeah.
So it is got an obstacle to get up to. It's up a really high hill. The road's kind of washed out, so like you can't actually really take a car safely all the way up to the top. There's a lot of issues with this place. But also, like I said, it's like that thing where it's like you build a city or you build a wall around your city, and eventually someone's gonna breach the wall, right? So I mean,
Hmm.
best case scenario, but or worst case scenario. But it's better than her being in town though, for sure.
Yeah.
As far as safety. So she and her girlies, they're gonna head up.
And our poor salesman who had been scarfery tastic got crunched by a car real good. This head crunch with his
Well,
wall
after
against the wall.
he tried to blackmail because he knew exactly who he sold the scarves to. So he makes a phone call to the guy and says, "Give me 2 million lira, and I will make this keep silent. I've already know what I need to do as Scarf Man. I know how to keep a secret." But he's not wonderfully rewarded. He is given the money, and then as soon as he's given the money, he's
Yeah.
smashed.
Oh, wah, wah. So, we have Jane, the American girl who lets herself into Stefano's apartment and finds a letter to Danny from him, and he's a little bit out there, a little bit scary.
Yeah, but we get a really great character actress moment popping in. We get, like, the landlady who, like, looks like she's,
Yeah,
like, Aunt
in
Serena or some, some,
in
like, bewitched
Annie or
character.
something.
Yes.
She's about to
She's
do
in
the
Miss
like the cr-
Hannigan. Yes,
yeah.
she's in that vein of, like, wild old lady that I, like, have dreamt of playing my whole life. I'm like, "That's the girl. That's those movies. Like, give me those." I love she has her cigarette holder, her, like, caftan, her a bunch of jewelry, just ridiculous, like, costume jewelry.
Mhm,
Mwah, mwah, no notes on
mhm.
her. Just scaring the shit out of Jane too, 'cause she walks in and she's like, she's like right there behind her, like, "Well, you see, he's not here."
Right, but she also didn't ask, like, "Why did you just walk into this apartment? Why are you just standing in his room looking at his things?" It's okay, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Let's cut to the hot girls riding a tractor out to the villa and the townsfolk losing their minds. They have never seen women this hot, let alone 3 women this hot together, like, the jaws on the ground all around.
Okay, this is a scene that sold me when I was like, "Julia, we have to cover this because it's so random." It's like the fact that they're riding on a tractor to get up the hill, wonderful. It's a
Yeah.
big red tractor. And it's like a showpiece. We have our one, like, black best friend who's, like, on the top of it, and they're just like, "We've never absolutely seen that before." Like, there's something about her. She's everything.
Yeah.
Um, and so, it's just it's a fun moment, and, they do lose their minds because like, one after another, it's like, "Who's hotter? Who's hot? Who can top that? Who
You
can top
can't.
that?
I mean,
Who can
it's
top that? Who can top that?"
I don't really give a about trying to top that.
Thank you.
What? Uh, so, speaking of which, we do get a sexy dance number between 2 of the ladies
Who just
immediately.
They're just vibing. Okay, so they're like the besties that don't really have as much to say in the movie, but they're definitely the background slutty ones, and they're just making out with each other and hooking up with each other pretty much the whole time behind
Mm,
everything, and I'm just like,
mhm.
"As you were, as you
Yeah.
were." Thank you.
I think more movies need characters like this. They're like, "Oh, what do they do for the plot?" Nothing really, but they
Nothing.
just make out a lot. And you're like, "Oh, okay."
Production value. We
Yeah,
talked about that. They are production value.
T&A.
Yeah, lots of production value. And
Mhm,
so they are just being absolutely stunning and beautiful. Um, Jane is gonna show up later. She drives herself up there instead, because she was trying to figure out that stuff about Stefano and everything too. So the girls had taken the train. They'd noticed Hot Doctor on the train too.
mhm.
He had been looking at them. So it's good to know. We also have, like, another side character, like this little leather man who's kind of like the town special boy. Like, he's not the smartest tool in the shed, and these guys are egging him on to, like, you know, talk to the girls and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
So we're getting more body count, as you notice, as we're getting up to the villa. We're like, "Okay, we're adding more people. Either more
Mhm.
suspects or more body count is what we're getting," right?
Right, we have, a person who shows up who I don't really know how he's related to anything, but he gets, taken off
Just
just
like the
for
town leather
because
worker,
yeah,
right?
just
Yeah.
needs to have some more body count. So then, the girls are sunbathing nude. The gentleman who was lucky enough, you mentioned, to bring their milk, eggs, bread to them in the mornings.
The grocery
Again,
boy.
agog at the beauty before him, just can't move.
I mean, if
And
you
I
ride your bicycle up and there's, like, a bunch like, 3 girls, like, just sunbathing nude out in front of you, like, in front of an Italian villa,
Okay, let me tell you a quick story here because I went on a cruise with my ex-boyfriend's family once, and the top deck was the nude deck. You could sunbathe nude, right? And so we're like, "Oh, haha, let's go up there." I'm like, "You guys, it's not going to be exciting, right? Like, it's not going to be like a fantasy version. It's just going to be like
it's gonna
middle-aged
be old
people nude,
European
right?
women. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So we go up there. It's the fantasy version 100%. There's like 25 hot young girls all fucking naked everywhere, like playing and doing stuff. And I was like, "What? What?" It was insane. And we were like, "Yeah, this is this is amazing."
Julia, you found it. You
I
found the
found the
heaven.
Mecca. There it was.
It could be like that sometimes in Vegas because there are the topless pools in Vegas, but 9 times out of 10, it would be the older European, like, tourists, like, visiting,
Especially on a
but
big cruise ship, right? But,
yeah,
I'm glad I
yeah.
got to see it. That was a delightful surprise. Thank you,
Oh my
universe,
god.
for that surprise. I welcome more like that anytime.
I
Okay, so
too welcome
Danielle.
that into the universe as we call forth. I was like, "Paimon, give us the" no.
Careful what you wish for.
I know,
Uh,
I won't talk to him. So yeah,
so
so mhm,
Daniela gets a call from her uncle. She thinks that she can see Stefano in the trees and nobody
yes.
else can see him. And then the phone is suddenly out of order. And that's going to be a problem now and also later. And there's also someone at the door, and it's Stefano, but he's dead. And the killer is there with, like, she gets to watch him.
He falls
So,
into the front door, basically, like, he
mhm.
gets dropped by the scarf and, like, falls into the front door, which is absolutely terrifying. So, we're like,
And then
"Wait,
he's just
what?"
cut to him being buried, no coffin, no nothing, just in the ground over his body. I'm like, okay, somebody's got a plan here. Doesn't seem like a very good one. Let's see what's happening.
They're just looking for expediency, this guy is just trying to get it done. And so it's very scary, as things start happening, because now the girls were like, "Okay, well, we don't have a way to get out of here." Um, and so the other girls are more mobile because in the meantime, our dear sweet Jane has twisted, sprained, broken her foot. Something has happened. She hurt her foot.
She fell
Followed
down the
tumbling down a
stairs.
big flight of freaking stairs, which is
Yeah.
just incredible. Which
I,
traps
t-
her in the
I, too,
house,
I,
basically.
I too have sprained my ankle falling down a flight of stairs. So go, Jane. I feel
So
it.
sorry.
Not fun.
So
Not
sorry.
fun.
I sprained my ankle on a ski trip, but not skiing, so that's fun. But it's not on a flight of stairs. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for another show and another day.
Yay.
Yay!
So she gets the hot
Mhm.
doctor comes to make sure see how she's looking. She's fine. She just needs some bed rest. They'll get her out when they can. Give her some pills though to knock her out, get that pain going away. And like they must have give her a hell of a doozy of drugs because
She also
she
had
goes,
champagne with it too, because the girlies came
yeah.
back, were like, "Let's drink some champagne with your drugs." And I'm like, "Oh,
But they're all like, we
1973."
shouldn't be doing this. This is probably not safe. This might give her an overdose. Okay, let's keep going. And I'm like, all right, man,
They don't
you're
care. They don't give
risking.
a fuck.
This is how hard they party. But so Jane wakes up the next morning after taking this pill and goes downstairs, and all her friends are dead.
Yeah, and she looks like she's about to puke seeing the scene laid out
Mhm.
before her. It's just an array of her friends' bodies throughout the house. looks like Dani is almost still alive. She like it's like she gets up to like grab her friend, but she falls right over because she basically uses her last breath to try to say something to her, but she can't say anything. Um, and so Jane, is now on a chase basically. So she's got to, figure out how to run away from this guy. As the killer does, of course, come back because he's got some carving to do,
Mhm.
additional carving he wants to do. He likes to carve up the bodies, as we heard from the police report before. And so he gets inside to do his dirty work while she hides and cowers in different corners of the house, trying to get away from him. Of course, our sweet doofus grocery boy shows up outside to deliver the groceries as the girls told him to do every morning. They don't come,
Mhm.
no one comes outside to greet him though. And he's like, wait, where you guys at? Oh, and he like looks in the window and he's like, doesn't really see anybody. So he's like, "I need to get the empties, the milk empties." It's like, "No, honey, the house is empty, but not run,
Yeah.
run, sweet, sweet boy."
But it's interesting though because like that moment is you're having the killer is now scared that somebody's going to come in, but then you also have her hiding also scared because she knows what could happen, and so like he doesn't know the double danger he may be in.
Yep. And so he just throws the groceries, right by the front door. Killer ends up dragging out the bodies, not seeing Jane, and throwing those groceries inside, which is like our last little jump square for that moment. I was like, oh, because he throws them back inside, and she's like, "What is being thrown back in the house?" Like, oh God, it's the groceries. Thank God.
Yeah, it's I was like that's it, but anyway. So
But
pieces of her friends are
yeah,
being taken away with him in burlap sacks,
yeah, and
and
she
he
runs to
he
the dead
also
phone.
yeah, there's a dead phone because he locks her in. He locks her inside, and there are bars on the window, which I talked about earlier, so she can't get out. So she's a prisoner in this house now, and they're way high above the village. And so the only plan she has is like, I got a mirror. I try to flash it in people, and then maybe they come save me.
Yeah, so she flashes a mirror down to the village, to the village people. Da, na, na, na. But she kind of to no avail. I mean, there's like a little laundry lady you think is gonna see her, and like some other people they're showing you down there. Um, but so she decides to clear up her room to make it look like no one's been staying in there, and looks like she wants to hide in the closet. But as she's frantically trying to do all this stuff, she realizes she's left her shoes on the landing and on the stairs, and she tries to stay as quiet as possible because the killer is back in the
Yeah, but
house.
she knocks over a chair and then has to hide in the closet. And now she is not only locked in the house, now she is locked in that room. So she is,
The
and then
doors are
we
closing
cut,
in,
yeah,
right?
and then we cut to Hot Doctor in his little VW Bug with a patient that gets knocked by a truck, gets hit by a truck, which will come in into play that this actually happened. And he's on his way to get, and so she, and then we have the killer. So she has this plan of getting out of the room by putting a bobby pin through the lock to knock the key out the other side. But there's newspaper on the bottom, so she can pull it underneath. But the key actually misses, but the killer puts it on there so that she can. So
Puts it on
he's
the newspaper.
already in charge.
Yeah. Little cat mouse little moment where you're like, oh no,
Hmm.
you think you did the right thing and you think you're doing well, and it's not going great. Oh no. That
Yeah,
was so
he's already
scary. That was probably the
several.
scariest thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
several steps ahead of you. I know, like, you're right where you want him to be, and it's just so when she opens the door, it's her art professor. Ah.
Oh. So
They're all
yeah.
dolls to him.
So it's the guy who had an appreciation for the art without the blood, but maybe he wanted to see the blood on it. That's what he
Mhm.
said. He's like, "I'm gonna fix that art. I'm gonna fix it up." Um, and so they have a huge, huge moment where she's still trying to get out of there. Because we also get our sweet doctor coming up to save the day because he had gone down while he was trying to get out of town, stopped by the mechanic. Who they were Jane had left her car because it had an issue. She knew it wasn't going to make it up the hill. And so the mechanic's like, she hasn't been by. And he's like, wait, what? My girlie hasn't been here? I gotta go up
Mhm.
and see her because this is like it was like a, I don't know, love triangle-ish kind of at the beginning of the movie, right? Because like, who is she gonna go with? She's a hot lady and she's a smarty and, looking for a hot, smart Italiano man.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
Um,
Aren't we all?
yeah.
Uh,
So, yeah.
We learn the reason why the professor is doing what he's doing is because there was a traumatic childhood incident in which he was his brother was trying to get a doll for a friend of theirs on a ledge and fell off to his death. And now he is stuck in that moment and thinks all women are dolls and need to be treated as such and cut up and moved like they can and gouge the eyes out.
Well, it's
So he
because his
feels,
brother's body also looked like a broken doll, so he's like, "I see, like, dead bodies because he doesn't just, I mean, he's brutalized women a lot in this movie, but he's also killed men in this movie too, and so it's
Mhm.
like everybody it doesn't regardless of who you are, he doesn't think of you as, like, a real person. We're all just kind of dolls walking around, wandering around.
I do like his line where he says, "Death is the best keeper of secrets."
Yes, I
It's
had
true.
that wrote that down too. It is true, and so he
But
decides he wants to kill her, but doctor's
the
gonna come and
fox
save her.
the
Mhm.
foxy doctor is so hot
So
to
hot.
save this woman that he jumps through a giant glass door to get to
Mhm.
them, and I was like, "Wow, dedication."
Oh, yeah, and the Foley for these scenes, insane.
The this fight scene usually fight scenes in giallos are a little lame, but this one, they're going for it, man. This is a
Yeah,
full-on
yeah,
fight scene. Kick into the face and all sorts of things.
yeah, this one goes really, really hard. So Jane is watching as these guys fight it out, and she's, like, trying to figure out who's doing what, but they go through this, like, weird barn area that we've seen a couple times in the movie, and so they're fighting, they got just beyond the other side of the barn, and so she can't see, they both kinda look similar, like, builds. Of course, they've done that in this movie because, of course, we want them to look a little similar as we're trying to figure out who the killers has
Mhm.
been, and so all of a sudden we see kind of like we saw in the vision we just saw of the doll fall or the child falling over the cliff. We see somebody fall over the side of the cliff because again, we're on the top of this hill. We're like, why did they on the top of that hill for this movie? This is why. It's part of the plot device of putting them on this
Mhm.
villa up high so that we can have this guy fall off the side of this like tall, tall hill. And so we don't know who's going to emerge, but it's the doctor.
It's the
He made it
doctor,
through
love
the fight.
prevails, and he says, "Let's get out of here." And then he said, "If the truck driver hadn't hit me, I never would have known that none of this would have happened." Some people might have called it providence. So,
Aw.
a happy ending, as much of a jail can have a happy ending, and all your friends are
Yeah.
dead, and you're traumatized and stuff.
Yeah, but you're with the hot doctor now, and he says, "I'm gonna get you away from here, and let's go," and
I gotta tell
anyway.
you, Terry, if a man jumped through a glass window to save
Mhm,
me,
mhm.
yeah, that's next level, right? That's a
You're gonna
devotion you
get
can't.
something.
Yeah. I
I give
guess,
you
the
I gives you treat.
I guess I the only thing about this movie, I was like, I wish they had done more with the art history stuff because this is a guy who studies paintings. Like, if he was trying to recreate the paintings with the bodies or something, that could be really interesting and, like,
Right,
tie
but they
the
don't really
art more
show
into
the
it.
full gore, so they can't show all of that for us, right? I know, I'm so sorry, it's 1973. If we were to do it now,
No, but
you
I feel like
know,
if you were trying to recreate a painting of
like
a
Copycat?
battle scene or whatever, yeah, like Copycat, yeah, where, like, you're trying to make it look exactly like that, I think that would be cool. But that's not this movie, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just an idea, just an idea.
Maybe
So
that's his end game, I don't know, who knows, who
I don't
knows?
know. So let's talk about some gore factor. One is not enough blood to fill a Dixie cup. Two is a puddle of blood. Three is enough blood to gross the average viewer. Four is a bathtub of blood. And five is run for the barf bag. It is a Giallo. It is going to be fives,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
It starts off pretty strong, so, it continues on down, all those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful deaths. Um, and movie ratings, Chainsaw 1 if you're desperate, 2 barely qualifies as a horror film, 3 seen worse, seen better, 4 not too shabby, and 5 fantastic-oracle. I think you already know, kids, if I chose it. Because I think it's a 5, at least, for me, this is a 5 giallo.
I gave it a three, and I'll tell you why. Like, the beauty of it, the girls, the boys, the looking, the acting, like,
Yes.
all of that's stunning. And I really enjoyed the 70s ness of it and the brutality of it. But plot wise,
It's
I
not
don't
here for
know.
the plot.
I know, but, like, I feel like, and
The
Giallo's very
plot the
usually
plot
are for
is them
the,
hot ladies.
yeah, it's that, and I'm like, okay, I need a little, okay. So that is my opinion. I loved watching the hot ladies, but the plot was a little thin.
I
Sometimes
understand. It's not
when you
one of
got
the strongest as far as plot, but the plot that was there, I was very happy with.
agreed.
Well, what did you have you guys seen this movie? Have you all checked it out? Please do if you haven't. It's a high recommend for me. If you want to just enjoy a good evening in. if you will. Check out her sweet
Yes.
torso. Have this great box set. Like I said, it's from Arrow. It's some good stuff. It's some really good stuff. Anyway, there's also like special edition stuff, and like there was different sequences that they did, different like title sequences. There's a whole
Oh,
bunch of
fun.
different additional goodies, of course, that they do. They always load up their extras on here with some behind the scenes stuff as well. So yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to us talk about torso. It always helps if you help share our podcast or rate it or review it. We love all of the feedback as
Like,
well. If
follow,
there's movies,
subscribe. Yeah, like,
yeah.
follow, subscribe. Like,
If
follow,
there,
subscribe.
if there's any movies you'd like to hear us talk about that we haven't talked about yet, or people you'd like to see us interview, give us your ideas. I'm on 2 other podcasts, The Losers Club, all about Stephen King, and also I am on JodoWOWSky, all about Alejandro Jodorowsky. And we also have Teri
Horror
doing
X with the
yes.
with the Georgia Romero Foundation. We do a show together, interviewing different women and femmes in horror. We have a wonderful episode coming out this month, so check it out. And we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening, watching. If you haven't already watched on YouTube yet, please do. They're pretty cute. We're pretty cute, I think. If you want to see us gialloed today, I'm wearing leather for you guys. So just so you know.
And,
a
you know,
beret.
surviving the Giallo is also always a tough one. But I think, you know, just staying alert, being careful, always helpful.
But they're always going to put you on a dizzy spell, and you're not going to be alert anymore, and something's going to make you dizzy somehow.
I know.
Oh my God, Julie, I love you. All right, you guys, be safe out there is what we're saying. Have lovely Giallo Days, and we will see you again real soon.
Ching.
Thank you for listening. Horror Movie Survival Guide is independently produced by Teri Gamble, Julia Marchesi, and Sierra Ryan. Hey, that's me. If you would like to support the show, find us on patreon.com/horror movie survival guide.